Hey there, Taurus. How are you today? My name is Sherilyn, and I'm here to do your weekly tarot reading. This one is going to be for Monday, August 11th through Thursday, August 14th. I'll be back on Wednesday with bonus readings to get you all through the weekend. What else? Oh, this one's for my Tauruses. We're just going to pull cards and see what Spirit wants to talk about, okay? One more shuffle and we're on our way to the races. Here we go. Okay. All right, let's see. For my Tauruses. Oh, stay. I don't know what's doing there. Taurus. Here we go. All right. Okay, Taurus, what are we starting with? You're starting with the Four of Swords, followed by the Eight of Cups, and then Temperance. So this is your recent past or your backstory. Currently, I have you with the Queen of Swords, the Knight of Swords, and the Seven of Wands. In the near future, I have you with the King of Pentacles, the Magician, and the Nine of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck for this one, we're looking at the Tower, okay? So the undercurrent here is that something that you obviously at one time felt that you were investing in that held some kind of promise did not pan out to have the foundation built underneath it that you thought it had, because it's come crashing down, huh? That's what our undercurrent is here. Okay, the card at the center of your read is the Knight of Swords. This is like you going on a crusade to try to figure out the truth, to try to find clarity in a situation. I get the feeling this tower has already fallen, and you're trying to figure out now why. You're just trying to figure out, you know, the whys. Who, what, where, why, when, whatever. You don't feel like you have all the information that you need to be able to find closure here, so that is what you're after, it looks like. Okay, we'll see how they play in as we go. We're going to start with the recent past. Four of Swords, Eight of Cups, and the challenge position is Temperance. So, Four of Swords would mean that in the recent past, you felt you needed time to heal something, you needed to rest, you needed a break. Okay, things had gotten to be too hectic. The reason they were too hectic, it looks like, is because of this Eight of Cups. Eight of Cups would be somebody, whether it was you or the other person involved in this dynamic, walked away from the situation. They did it even though there was still emotion in the situation, but they felt it just wasn't going anywhere. There was no more to learn, or the two of you had grown too karmic, too toxic. I don't know. So despite the fact that they still had emotion, somebody here walked away. That's what you needed to rest from, obviously. The challenge being Temperance tells me that, not surprisingly, right, after somebody walked away and you were trying to rest, there was definitely a lack of balance, a lack of healing, and you weren't feeling terribly patient. You didn't want to be patient with the whole situation. You wanted it over and fixed now. It doesn't quite work that way, right? So there you go. That's your recent past. We couldn't change this if we wanted to. It's already happened, but it's still affecting the rest of the reading, okay? Okay, so now where are we at? We're in the current. Now we've got the Queen of Swords, Knight of Swords, and then the Seven of Wands is in the challenge position. Queen of Swords, that's how you're presenting here. Male or female, makes no difference. It's just an energy. But you are in your feminine and you are pissed off, really. I mean, Queen of Swords, you're very defensive. You got your sword drawn. You're tired of people's bullshit. You just want people to tell you the truth. That's all you want. That's what you're claiming. You give them one shot at that. Intuitively, you know the truth, but you want to hear it from them. If they don't tell you the truth, your sword's drawn, so you just cut their head off. That's the story behind the Queen of Swords. So that is the persona that you're basically functioning out of right this second. Knight of Swords, I told you, that's you looking for this sense of clarity that you haven't been able to find. Clarity, closure, the truth, right? The challenge here is the Seven of Wands. The challenge is your defensiveness. There's being defensive, and then there's being really defensive, and you definitely in the really defensive mode right now. You don't trust anybody or anything, really, right this minute, which is kind of normal. And you know what I'm saying? It's a process. This doesn't just all get better. Like, you don't snap your fingers and it's better. It takes a minute, but that's where you're at now. Okay, where are we going in the near future? Near future, that looks good. Things are looking up now, okay? Near future, I've got you with the King of Pentacles. Okay, so now you are presenting as the King of Pentacles in the near future. From the Queen of Swords to the King of Pentacles, which is someplace you're very comfortable with anyways, okay? It's boss energy. You are definitely in charge of your own kingdom. With the Magician, you have manifested the ability to be in this boss energy. There's still a sense of defensiveness to this, for sure. Cautiousness and defensiveness, for certain. But I wouldn't say it's a bad thing. The challenge here is the Nine of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles is a great card, but when it's in the challenge position, what it means is you have taken your independence to an extreme, right? Your defensiveness and your independence. So it's not just that you don't need anybody. At this point, you don't want anybody either. Like, you're not willing to open yourself up to anybody in the near future, which is fine. If that is where you feel comfortable and that helps you to heal, then so be it. That's fine. Just know that you can't stay in that. You can, but you can't stay in that demeanor and still achieve a sense of true love or true happiness. Okay, there has to be balance, and this is not something with balance down here in the near future. But all in all, compared to the energy we had in the past, it's much better. You know, you're making great strides, right? That's all we can hope for, is great strides. Yeah, this is like somebody who doesn't really want to be bothered with any people, really. And I get it, but you know, to find that level of true happiness and true love, you're going to have to back off of this eventually once you get healed, right? Okay, what do we got behind the Tower? I've got the Queen of Wands and then the Seven of Swords. Whoever was the other person involved in this dynamic that obviously fell apart was somebody that you went after because you seriously wanted this person. This was something you very much so wanted to see through, see this dynamic go to fruition, right? They deceived you, and it looks as though it has just shattered your ability to trust right now with the Seven of Swords. But shattered it, you know, we're going to get you some Gorilla Glue and put it all back together. It'll be good as new in no time. Just let it sit for 24 hours. Oh, sorry. It's going to be okay. It's going to take time, but it's going to be okay. But I do see, they're just telling me that you were devastated by whatever went wrong here. Okay? All right, so be kind to yourself too, right? What do we got? 3 more. I've got the Queen of Pentacles, the Death card, and the Page of Pentacles. You're trying to rebuild. You're trying to build a new foundation. You've been through a transformation. I imagine you're still in the middle of a transformation. They take time, you know what I'm saying? And they're never very convenient or never feel great when you're going through them. Queen of Pentacles on the other side, this is you trying to rebuild a sense of home. Even though you don't really want any other people in it, I don't think right now, you're still trying to rebuild a sense of home, right? Someplace where you can relax, someplace where you can find peace. Not a bad thing to do, it's a good thing. Okay, I guess we'll get 3 more, and then we'll do the days of the week. 3 of Swords, 2 of Wands, Justice. 3 of Swords is heartbreak. 2 of Wands is a crossroads, and Justice is the fact that justice will be served here. I mean, the scales will be balanced. You have to make the choice, though, to put this heartbreak behind you, okay? If you want to, you can stay in it forever. Why would anybody want to? Well, some people just do it. I don't know, but you have to make a conscious decision to put this heartbreak behind you and choose that path, okay? So think about it, right? Be mindful of it, because if you just let yourself sit in it, then it's just going to build more resentment and make it harder for you to eventually evolve out of this and find balance, right? That's what I got on that. Okay, Monday, I've got the Ace of Swords and the 7 of Pentacles. So you're still on this crusade for the truth and trying to decide how much you want to invest in anybody, period, anything. I think on Monday. Tuesday, we have the Queen of Cups and the Moon. I think there are many things right now coming to the light that were done in the dark, or maybe just things coming to the light that you didn't want to see before. You know, things that you tried to turn a blind eye to because you didn't want to see these flags or whatever. I think that's kind of the theme on Tuesday. Wednesday, I have the 4 of Wands and the Ace of Pentacles. There's a new opportunity coming towards you on Wednesday. Some kind of higher level soulmate. I'm sure it's a friend, not a relationship, I don't think, because I don't think you're anywhere near ready for a relationship. I don't know if you're ready for a friendship, but it does look like you have an opportunity for something on Wednesday. And Thursday, you have the 2 of Cups and the Knight of Pentacles. Yeah. There's some kind of a union coming towards you. I would have to guess it's a friendship, like a new friendship that you forge or something on Wednesday and Thursday. But you're having a real hard time taking any steps towards actually making it a friendship with the Knight of Pentacles. I mean, understandably, you've just been through a lot. You're not out to open yourself up to too much, but see what you can't do. Maybe you can at least be buddies, right? You know, it'll grow from there. I don't know. All right, this is what I have for you this week, Taurus. I hope it somehow helps. I will be back on Wednesday. No matter what the cards say, go out and make it the best week you can. If anybody's looking for a private reading, send me a message. I'll get you the details. I will never reach out to you first. If somebody does, that's not me. It's a scam. So treat it accordingly, okay? All right, y'all. Thank you so much. Take care.